Didn't think I'd actually upload on time this week, did ya? Well, I didn't either. Anyways, here we are. If you're new here, hi, I'm Evelyn. And this week we're reading Such a Fun Age by Kiley Reid. It's a story about a girl, Amira, who is 25 years old and trying to figure her life out. Sounds familiar. She babysits for this rich white woman, Alex, who it's sort of an influencer who teaches women how to write. One night she gets called on an emergency to take Alex's daughter, Blair, to a grocery store, and there she is, a black woman with a white toddler in the middle of the night at a high-end grocery store. Some security guard held her and accused her of kidnapping Blair, and the story all begins from there. From what I heard, it's just a lot of drama, which I typically try to avoid in fiction and in real life, which is why I'm still kind of scared of sorority girls. But I'm excited to start reading it. Oh, also, this is a non-spoiler.
Yeah, I've been feeling so down.
So, I've been working out pretty consistently for the past 3 months at home. It's made kind of a big difference on my body. And that's all thanks to these virtual workouts I've been doing with my friend Margot. Working out is probably one of the 5 things in my life right now that I do have control over. But to be honest, I don't think I've ever had the self-control to like work out at home. So, since May, I started doing these virtual workout sessions with Margot where we literally just turn on FaceTime and do the same workout. And it's just been such a fun time. I would struggle really hard on workouts and just like chit chat. Margot and I pretty much grew up together because of some very unfortunate coincidence. We were both stuck in China because of coronavirus. She's based in Toronto and she's the only person I know whose life is as struck off course as mine because of the pandemic. And it's just so easy and comforting to talk to her about every emotion I feel in quarantine. But this week is also Margot's last week in China with me. She's going back to Toronto, which I'm really happy for her, but secretly I'm also terrified that once she leaves, I would literally be the only one whose life is still like up in the air. For now, I'm really hungry, so let's make some protein pancakes and catch up on Such a Fun Age. Such a Fun Age. I'm at about page 127, 126. There's one thing in this book that hit me, which is the main character, Amira, is just 25 and confused. She works 2 jobs, one as a typist and one as a babysitter, which is where all the drama happens. All the characters in the book, all her friends, they all kind of judge her a little bit for not having figured her life out at 25. And that really stressed me out because I'm 26 and I have no idea what I'm doing. I worked as a tech consultant at a Big 4 firm in Chicago because my job doesn't allow working from China. I had just been taking unpaid leave for months. I still have a job. I'll still be back at tech consulting when I go back to Chicago, but I don't know if tech consulting is what I want to do. Right now, Margot is here and every time I felt overwhelmed, I would just hang out with her and everything would feel better. But she's leaving tomorrow and God, I don't know what to do without her.
Some silent movies, the quiet dances on the screen.
This is Margot. She's 25 and still figuring things out.
Burning slowly.
This is her favorite food, malatang. So you pick your own food by weight and they cook it in a super spicy and flavorful soup for you. All I have to say is it's really good. You have to try it.
Cigarettes and whispering so low.
This is what we do when we hang out. We eat, we play with cute corgis.
Oh, you're so cute.
We get bubble tea.
Long silent movies to waking early, staying late.
And we talk. While I drink wine and she drinks juice. We make awkward laughs and say very cheesy things.
I'll miss you though.
I'll miss you too. I'll wait for you.
And that's how you know everything's okay. Let's talk about Such a Fun Age. I think I'm gonna give this book a 3-star, and the reason is there are definitely moments where I really relate to this like quarter life crisis of Amira, but the big turnoff for me for this book is that some of its drama is too predictable. The big climax in the book and also its fallouts are just like, okay, I wish this were a little different than I had thought. For a while, I kind of felt like I didn't get much out of this book other than the drama part of it, but I did watch a book discussion with Kiley Reid on politics and prose. I'll link that video down below if you're interested in checking it out. She basically talked about 3 themes that she really wanted to emphasize, and I only got one of them just from reading this book. So the first point is about awkward moments and how they are telling of who people are in ways that were not even apparent to themselves. The second point, and the only point that I really got, was the concept of money and classism and how finances really makes a big difference in a person's life and their viewpoints, and that is shown through the different lifestyles led by Amira's friends, Amira's romantic partner, and Alex. And you can tell that if these people were put in different situations economically, then maybe they would have reacted to things differently. And the third point is memory and how we only remember things in ways that best serve ourselves, even though that might not be accurate. In fact, memories are most of the times inaccurate. I heard about this book during the Black Lives Matter movement, and there's definitely a big part of it that's about racism, but not in the traditional sense that we talked about certain races being discriminated against. But Kiley Reid talks about racism from the perspective of Black women being fetishized. You can pay too much attention to someone because you feel like they deserve to be treated better because they are persons of color, and that can feel very uncomfortable to that other person. With that, I feel like this book did make many valid points, and I just didn't get it while reading this book. I only learned about those points by watching that interview with Kiley Reid. I just wish that those points could have come through a little easier through the book itself. By all means, that could be on me. It could just be like me who's not getting it, but you would have to read this book yourself and be the judge for that. Also, for the longest time, I didn't understand why this book was called Such a Fun Age, but I think I finally found out.
Don't talk about
You made it! How was your flight?
Actually, it was pretty scary because today I just like saw the news. There are like a couple domestic flights within Canada has confirmed cases.
Oh
And I just double
no!
checked there's
Not yours.
there's my flight. I was like,
It's such a fun age because That's what people say when you tell them you're 25 or 26. You have a friend to work out with, to get bubble tea with, and to drink wine while she drinks juice. Whatever. You just have a fun time, no matter where you are. So what you don't have your life figured out? You have a friend, you're at such a fun age. It'll all be okay. Next week, we're reading Sally Rooney's Normal People. If you're interested in reading this with me, feel free to subscribe and hit the notification bell so whenever I upload that video, it doesn't get lost in the algorithm. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you next week. Bye!